What's up?
What's going on?
I had to get her to work on that so we can get a new one so we can get your bald head in there somewhere, you know?
I'm into it. Come here. So my little dude, he just got over being sick too. This is JoJo. This is Joel Richard, but we call him JoJo. So he wanted to be on the show real quick. So that's Gary. You remember Gary, right? No, you don't remember Gary? All right. Well, you got medicine head. Yep. Thanks for stopping in.
I was the bus driver once.
Oh, yeah. Listen, he was your bus driver once.
Yeah, then the wife, yep.
Yeah, and then his wife was once too. All right, listen, thanks for the coffee. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, buddy. What's up, Facebook world? It's been a little while.
Yeah, a couple weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah, man. Has it been 2 weeks? Man, it feels longer.
Only 2 weeks.
Yeah, so well, I wasn't supposed to be on tonight. Actually, I told you Thursday was good, and but unfortunately, my little one Fiona, she has the Rona, so I am on lockdown. I'm still running, but I'm a little stir crazy, so it might be a little off tonight. I've had a lot of caffeine today. I've cleaned my room. I've cleaned the house. I don't know what else to do. I'm going a little nutty.
Oh man.
So, but how are you been, man? You all right? I heard you hurt your thumb.
Yeah, it's a little dislocated the thumb, you know.
How'd you do that?
Well, instead of trying to get out of a way of a 1,000-pound piece of machinery, I thought I could hold it up, you know.
I got it.
Yeah, I got it. They got it all right. And my thumb wound up going in the wrong direction.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's all right.
Listen, I'm still – what's it been? So, as of January, so we just real quick before we bring on we got Tom Collins on here tonight, and I want to call him Tommy, but he might not like that, so we'll find out. We'll talk to him here very soon.
That's what I always call him.
Big shout out. Listen, Gary does all the work for everybody who's watching. He does all the work for this, man. I literally just show up and run my mouth, and my brain dislocated. All right, John DeGennaro. John DeGennaro? Is that any relation to Bud, or is that Bud?
Mm-hmm,
all right,
yeah.
So he put out a little bit of a survey, and dude, the feedback was awesome, you know, and we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all of you that continue to watch, that still watch. We are not the Loud Pedal. We are not, you know, some of these other bigger podcasts, but we feel like it's Bud. Okay. We feel like we've got something here, you know, and we were talking to Tom a little bit before we went live, and we like the underdog guys. We like the guys that are coming up, the guys that are not big names and not big sponsors. You know, we like that. We like the show. We like the way the way it works, and we just every once in a while I think we need our egos kind of stroked a little bit to go, hey, listen, man, we're watching. We appreciate what you do, and we thank you. So with that being said, I believe next month will be our 1 year anniversary. Is that correct?
I believe so. I believe it was about a year. Yeah.
So it's been a year that you guys have tuned in Monday night, Thursday night, whatever night we happen to be, and you guys continue to watch us. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. I'm going to mention this a couple times throughout the show, only because it was part of that's just kind of how the week has been. But if you have not gotten your Christmas tree yet, and you're in the Middletown, Orange County, New York area, even Sullivan County, Shutt Road, go over and see the Rotundo family. They are a very famous family as far as the Orange County Fair Speedway goes. Of course, Vinny Rotundo, longtime track prep guy for the Speedway. They have Christmas trees. They have a little gift shop. My family, we go there every single year for the past probably 15 years. We get our Christmas trees. The kids go and do a little bit of gift shopping. Thank you guys so much for watching. I believe they watch or listen while they're at work or maybe at home, but they are one of the ones that came up and said, hey man, listen, we watch your show. We listen to your show and we appreciate what you're doing. So thank you guys. Yeah. Go get your Christmas tree from the Rotundos. They're nice price, great family, been involved with racing for, oh my God, for as long as I can remember. Yeah. So, all right, without further ado, let's all stop listening to me. I found my George Thorogood shirt.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah. And I went to that show this year. It was awesome. It was a good show. I couldn't believe there wasn't any more people there. But anyway, let's bring him on, right? So is he well, we're going to find out. I didn't do any homework this week because I don't know why. I had shit to do, I guess. So we're going to bring him on without further ado. I know he's an open wheel guy. Is he sportsman?
He's sportsman. He went to Model 358 at Thunder Mountain this year.
Okay. All right. Thunder Mountain. So let's bring him on, Mr. Tom Collins.
Hey guys.
I was long-winded on that one, man. Sorry.
I was listening.
Yeah, so it's that quarantine shit, dude. After a while, you're like, you know. Christ. Tom, so all right, so let's get right into it. Where do you normally race? What do you race? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So last year we ran Thunder Mountain Speedway Saturday nights in 358 dirt car division up there. And then Sunday nights we were running at Skyline with our crate car. And then we hit some of the grit shows, some of the Deo stuff. We go to Outlaw Speedway. We run some of the crate shows over there. And just kind of travel around. Went to Pencan, 5 Mile Point this year. Just went to Weedsport with the 358, went to Oswego, Fulton. We went up there with the 358. So we kind of bounce all over the place, and this year, normally we run Outlaw Speedway Friday nights with the crate for points. This year we decided not to because of starting with a 358 division at Thunder. We kind of wanted to focus on that, and with the expenses that comes along going up, we decided to take Friday nights off.
Yeah. So you're located in northern New York area, or you travel? Like, how far are you traveling from to the tracks that you're running at?
Most of the tracks that we go to are anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour and a half away from us.
Okay.
Well, we're centrally located. We're up in Ithaca area. So
yeah.
to get down to 5 Mile Point, it's an hour, 15 minutes. Pencan's an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, so you're right there. I mean, that circle is just you've got 5-6 tracks around that area, right?
Yeah, I mean, Weedsport's close. I mean, it's like 40 minutes away from me. So Thunder Mountain's only about 40 minutes. Skyline's actually the closest track. That's like 25 minutes away from my house. So last year, they'd start at 6 o'clock on a Sunday. Some nights we were home at 8:30.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of nice. Not a lot of cars competing there, but just enough to make it interesting for a lot of people. And to go up there, we always had some real good success. So it was always nice to go up there and get a win, and be able to get home early on a Sunday night.
Yeah. New owner of Skyline too, right?
Yeah, Brad Smith.
He was actually on the show, Joel. Brad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he actually wound up buying Skyline, yeah.
Goes to show how much I pay attention.
Yeah.
So, did you – now, how long have you been racing, and did you start right in an open wheel car, or have you been doing this a long time?
So I've been racing since like the mid '90s, but I started in the mini modified division at 5 Mile Point. My father raced down there as well, and that's kind of how I got my start. Was I traded a 4-wheeler for a car, used a lot of his parts and pieces. He would throw it to me when he was done with them. Moved up to the sportsman division in '98 down there. Ran for like 3 years, and then I took a long pause. My ex and I, she became pregnant, and so I stopped racing for quite a while and started back up in I think it was like 2007. I got an offer to drive a sportsman car, and did that for a while, and race for a year, like 12 races, and then take a year off, and then we got together with someone else, and it wasn't until 2016 is when it really took off, when my cousin James Straphagen, him and his girlfriend Jackie Payne, offered to do get a couple crate engines, and I had a Tio at that point, and so that's how we formed everything. And I think that season we ended up racing 54 races, which is way more than I had ever done.
Yeah, that's a season.
And from there it's just trended upwards. We've hit, I think the highest is like 67 races in a year so far in the season. So yeah. So
is this? Are you a full-time racer, or are you? This is just a hobby, or?
Okay. Yeah, it's I
you sure? Because it's that's more than some of the super dirt car guys running almost 70 races a year.
So Holy shit. A passion / addiction.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's my addiction that I have, and luckily, I'm surrounded with a lot of other people that have that same addiction that allows me to do it. So, awesome. Without them, there's no way,
So, you mentioned Thunder Mountain, Pencan, 5 Mile Point, Weedsport. You ever get down, southern a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I've been down to Middletown. I think it's 2 or 3 times now for Eastern States weekend.
Okay.
Usually through, in the summertime, we're up here at Thunder Mountain and stuff. So our schedule doesn't allow us to get down there because we're running for points up here. Yeah. Accord, I've run there a couple times. We've been as far down as Del Mar, Georgetown, Bridgeport. We followed the Short Track Super Series in 2018. We started out with just going to Georgetown in March as, kind of, hey, let's go down there. There's no snow. Yeah. Let's get in early racing. It actually did snow when we were there. So, yeah. But we got the race in. The next race, I think we actually went to Bridgeport. We won that. So then it was kind of like, all right, we're second in points or leading the points at this point. So let's just keep going with it. So, nice. So we followed out, the whole season that year as far as the Southern region. I think we finished third in the points because I missed the last race at Georgetown down there. But the North region, we ended up winning that one. That year I think that year is when we did like 67 shows. And there were actually like 78 shows that we were supposed to hit, but because of weather, we weren't able to. So, right. Yeah.
So I was looking real quick. Who's the major sponsor on your car this year?
Comfort Experts.
And those guys been getting around quite a bit, right? Don't they run a lot of guys?
That's what I was going to ask, how that came about, being that you're so far up north compared to them guys down here.
Right. Isn't that like Corey Cormier, all them guys, right? Okay. So how did that, definitely. How did that come about, though?
Yeah. So it was 2020, I believe, Corey was running at Thunder Mountain. Every other, all the places were closed down. And I've known Corey and those guys for quite a while, just from running crate with them.
Yeah.
And I would see this gentleman with them at Thunder Mountain. Well, it turned out it was Kevin, Kevin Jones. So talking with Kevin, talking with Derek and those guys at the end of the year, we approached Kevin and we all, at the end of the year, we put something together for this year. So nice. It worked out great. Kevin and those guys aren't just sponsors. They're really good friends of ours, and we formed a relationship with them all. And, definitely this year, they were one of the big players that allowed us to go 358 racing, kind of freed up some of our other money that we normally put towards the crate cars, where we were able to purchase, an Enders 358. So it worked out great.
So do you prefer the Sportsman or the 358? Which one do you like driving more?
I do like driving the 358, but I also like driving the crate. It depends. I mean, I like the crate because of the competitiveness, and it allows us to go all over the place. It's more economical.
Yeah, right.
So that's the car that we go traveling with. This year, this past season with a 358, it's, you got to watch how many laps you put on the engine. So that kind of cut our racing down as far as that went. But it's just so expensive, just to run the thing. So I'm sure a lot of people that have run them for years or on big blocks, they kind of chuckle at that. But for us, our budget's not huge. This year we had the most sponsors we've ever, had in a season. And it certainly made things a lot easier for us. But it was still tight, it was still tight to go here and there. So I recently just purchased another Enders 358 spec engine. So hopefully with that and with our other one, it'll allow us to do some more traveling with a 358.
What do those spec engines cost you?
So this one was 15. It was a used one, a good piece. A new one is, I've anywhere from, I guess, 22 to 35, really. Depends on who you're with and in what parts and pieces you get attached to the engine.
If you are they like the crate motor, you have to, if you want them redone, you have to take them to somebody who's I guess licensed to redo them. Do you have to do that, or
no? It's not like that. I mean, the heads that you have to, that you run on them are non-ported. It's a spec head. There are different pieces that you can put in the bottom end of them. I mean, there are rules, so it's not as I guess it's not as a tight a rule package. The crate motor is exactly that. It comes as a crate. You can't get into it. It's got the seals on it. I know Dirt Car is enforcing that you have more seals put on them now because, in the past, let's face it, people have opened them up and
of course,
different things with them.
Like Gary's little Create.
Yeah,
yeah.
no matter what form of racing, there's always somebody that's looking to push it,
Yeah,
So,
of course.
with the 358, there's just a set of guidelines, set of rules that as to what you can do and you can't do to them. So, for those ones to freshen them, depending on who you're going to, of course, I think it could go anywhere from $5,000 all the way up to $15,000.
Yeah, how fast you want to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Exactly.
So what you had said earlier that you started off with a TO. What kind of chassis are you running now?
Bicknells.
Bicknells.
We
Okay.
have two Bicknells.
And then do you prefer the Bicknell over the TO?
So
Troy, let's talk about some of the chassis that you have run and what do you prefer?
So honestly, I'm trying to think back now. I started out with Troyers. And you know what? I went to a Troyer because I know Dale Plank, and back in the mid '90s, Troyer was kind of the chassis that was on top. So talking with him, that's what he ran. So that's what I wanted to run. So I haven't sat in a Troyer, haven't run a Troyer since the mid '90s. So I wouldn't even begin to know with those cars. I've never been in a Hig Fab. I've never been in a DKM. The TO and the Bicknell are the only two cars as of recently that I've driven. They both are very good cars. I think you can get both of them to do, to work. You just got to work at it. I don't know. I hear good things coming out of TO. I like Bicknell because, up in my area, that's what you see more of. As the Bicknells. And at the parts stores, that's what you see more Bicknell parts. So logistically, for me, it's easier to have the Bicknells, and they have great customer service. We've had them for, since at the end of 2016, we actually purchased 2010 Bicknell and absolutely love that car. Had a lot of success with it. And, to this day, we still have it. That's a great car that we ran this year.
Yeah.
So it's just, talking with Randy Williamson, those guys up there at Bicknell, it's just great customer service.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Gary, but a majority of the guys we've had on are all going with a Bicknell chassis, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think is the selling point for these cars? Is it just the durability? Is it the fact that the parts are easier to get? What is it about the Bicknell that you prefer over anything else? I mean, I believe, not to throw him into the conversation, but I think Friesen just went back to a Bicknell, right? He's not even running a DKM anymore.
No,
a lot of the guys that have been on, though, Tommy, maybe you can allude to, is they say that their customer service is second to none at Bicknell.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I was, touching base on there with Randy and those guys is, I email Randy quite often when I have questions, and almost within a few hours I have a response. So, and I know how many people he deals with. So, his phones must be blowing, his phone must blow up all the time. But, and for us, I mean, we purchased one new car from him. That was back in 2017. We certainly aren't on the upper end of buying 2-3 cars a year. And for him to just acknowledge us and get back to us, that's huge for us. That's good customer service.
Absolutely.
If I have a question, even at night, he's answering it.
Well, I think like Jerry Higbee, I know Jerry very well. I'm pretty sure Jerry, he's got great customer service as well.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just, I'm just curious, what is is it the chassis itself, or is it just, you know what I mean? Or I don't know, but it just, even, somebody like myself, I'm a full fender guy, and people tell me, listen, man, if you're going to get into it, you want to start with the Bicknell. Yeah. Is it they're a stronger chassis or
I don't think they're a stronger chassis. I think, honestly, I think TO might have been struggling a little bit, and honestly, this is just from what I've seen and heard at the racetracks. I know they've upped their game now with changing some of their floor in their car. I really, to be quite honest, I do, kind of look at the cars and things like that at the shows that we go to.
Yeah.
But just from hearing from secondhand and stuff, people say that maybe the teal is a little more finicky than the big now. Why? Yeah. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm sure these guys that are saying it work really hard at their program. They've had a lot of success in the past. But so I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I've talked to Matt Hearn, I've talked to Bobby Hearn, I've talked, back with Tio. I always got good customer service from those guys. It was just, for me, it was just easier up in this area to get the big out and the speed shops that we have up here.
Right. They're out of Canada, right? Aren't they? Big now?
Yeah. Okay. They also have a U.S. store in Niagara Falls, New York. So, So, if you get something, you go up there, to pick something up, pick a body up or whatever. You pick it up from there.
Right.
But you got to say, though, like a lot of guys that I'm saying from like Orange County, guys that had TOs, were loyal to TO, absolutely struggled. I mean, you could take Anthony Perego, for instance.
Yeah.
He gets that big nail on first night out. I mean, he's winning in the thing. You know what I mean? It's to me, it's just the stark comparison of what's going on in the chassis world. It's kind of mind-boggling, really.
Yeah, and I don't know why per se, they're able to do that.
It's amazing.
I know of quite a few guys that have switched and made that jump over to the big downs.
Well, it's almost like NASCAR. You got guys that are running, Fords for years and years and years, and they're nobodies. You put them in a Chevy, and now all of a sudden it's, who the hell is this guy? The guy's been in NASCAR for 15 years. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden he's winning. I can remember years ago, Chris Schultz was so dominant in the sportsman division. When he started moving up to small block, big block, and he even said, he goes, his dad does a lot of the chassis work and stuff himself. He said they would probably do a lot better if they bought what everybody else had, but it's just what they do.
Right.
Do I think the car makes the driver? No, you still got to be able to drive it. You could have the best shit in the world and not be able to drive the damn thing. But it just lately anymore, it just seems like, guys they go out, they try things for a year or two, and Bicknell just seems to keep coming back and coming back and coming back. Yeah. Are you guys on coils or are you on torsion arms? What's preferred up that area?
So what's preferred up here is, I think, the coilovers. A lot of people have switched to that. Our 358 is on coils. Our crate is on torsion.
Do you think it's the horsepower difference that makes it that much? Okay.
I mean, you do see a lot of guys, though, even in the crate division that are on coils. I mean, probably the majority of them are, on the dirt circuit, the dirt car stuff, you go to some of the other tracks, 5 Mile and stuff, you'll see cars that are still on right side stuff on torsion bar, even though we're on torsion with a crate car, we're on left side stuff, the short rod, left side panhard, which totally changes the whole dynamics of the car. It's just not as aggressive as a step as the coils are. So I think it's easier for me, to drive the torsion stuff. I think it's more forgiving on certain tracks for sure, just from witnessing that, following cars out there that are on coils. When you have the holes, the cars are a little bit more erratic, chaotic to drive. And now having driven a coil car, at Oswego, that thing was a handful up there, but I think any car would have been a handful this year.
Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the coil or the torsion arm?
Depends on the night.
So that was going to lead into my next question is, I had the opportunity to run Thunder Mountain, and it doesn't seem like the kind of track that glazes over like everybody else seems to be doing. Do you think that the coils are a disadvantage?
This year up there with a 358, I was on coils all year up there. This year we did well. Looking at our lap times, I'm huge into watching the times, the transponder times, kind of comparing it to everybody in the field that I'm with, and then also comparing it to the open modifieds up there as well. So I think the coils, it's kind of a mix up there. You know what I mean? A lot of guys are still on torsions up there. For the crate deal, I ran 3 or 4 races up there, and we won 2 with a crate up there on torsions. So against a lot of coil guys. So, I think it depends on the track. If the track gets glazed over, like you're saying, and it stays somewhat smooth, I think the coils have an advantage at that point. I think if it's rough, as long as the coil can, stay together and not come apart, they which I've seen that before. They're still pretty quick, but with the torsion bar at Skyline, I go up there and a couple of those guys that were on coils, they'd be bouncing through a hole, and I could drive right through it and it would soak it right up. So for me, I think I like the torsion because I understand them, and by no means am I an engineer of any sorts. It's just I kind of know what they feel like, and if you need to add wedge or take something out or do this or do that. With the coils, it's like learning to walk again for me. I don't know. I know how the car feels, but I don't know how to fix it because I don't know what rate. If I want to go softer, if I want to go, if I want to go a harder spring rate, if I want to go a shorter spring, a stack. I don't know. So that was the biggest struggle for us this year. Was just, I knew what the car needed. I just didn't know how to fix it to do that. So, and that's the toughest part. But I think in order for us to learn and for me to learn as a driver is both cars need to be on coils and we need to stick with that program. So, hands down, and then I can get fluent with it. And hopefully then, if somebody asks me what it's doing, I'll be able to tell them and not sound like an idiot, What we need to fix instead of
So, how many? Now you mentioned a handful of tracks and stuff like that. What is your one track you really enjoy racing at?
I really like running at Outlaw and Thunder. Outlaw I like it because of the speed. It is a wide track. This year we weren't.
How big is Outlaw? How big is that track?
It's a 410. So
okay.
It's not the size of like Middletown and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you do get, it's fast. It's quick. I mean, it's banked. It's decent surface. It gets a little choppy from time to time up there, but it is wide enough to where it is forgiving. Tyler's done a great job up there, Tyler Seary. And it's a fun place to go and race. I've always enjoyed going to Outlaw. Thunder Mountain, I always enjoyed going up there. I ran there in the mini modified, in the Sportsman. And then the one season we started out running an open small block up there until we lost the engine. And then we had to drop back. But I like Thunder Mountain. We get around really well up there. So
that place was wild. That place was absolutely wild. You send that thing down in what is that? Turn 3, and the only thing I could think of was if I screw this up, I don't know where the bottom is. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I sat online
the bottom of that hill,
but it was so serene. I sat online and Charlie Hoteling, Danny Creed, and all them guys all told me, and they're like, "Listen, man, don't look out because if you do, you're gonna fall asleep." And that's exactly what happened. I mean, it was just like I was just, oh wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just what a great place. It really was.
It is. It's a good atmosphere up there. It's kind of our local track. You know a lot of people that go there, so we have a pretty good fan base. My family goes up there. The Spoonhowers are great people. We like those guys up there. They do a great job with the facility and always trying to improve it and to help out the racers. So
just very accommodating. Everybody was really relaxed. Nobody was on edge. It was a run with your brunk kind of deal. Our good buddy Nate Stevens, and he had put on that show, and it turned into a full fender deal. But man, everybody was just very welcoming, very you know what I mean? Just a nice place, really, really nice place to race.
Yeah, it's a good place. I mean, those are the two tracks that really stick out. But for me, any place that you can go and race your car, that's I enjoy them all.
When
have you ever ventured south? Have you ever ventured south to like Port Royal or anything like that? Have you?
Yeah. We've been to Port Royal. I really like that. I wish there was a track like that up here.
No doubt.
Everybody's saying that. Port Royal and Bridgeport seem to be on the top of the list here for 2021.
Yeah. Bridgeport, we won the race. It was on the 3H track down there in 18 for the Dale race, series race down there. I have raced on the bigger circuit. Was it 5/8?
Yeah.
I ran on that one once. I really like that as well. But with a crate, you spread out and everything else. You know what I mean? You just don't have that horsepower. So I like the smaller stuff, smaller tracks. You can mix it up a lot more. It's a lot closer racing. It's a lot more fun, But yeah, for I really liked it. We just, I missed the setup a little bit. I misread the track, and I think we ended up like 11th or 12th when we were down there for that one.
Yeah, that's a cool joint, man. It's a well maintained place.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's top notch stuff there.
Where is that now? Port Royal. That's PA area, isn't it?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun down there. So we were actually going to go down there this past year, but with Dirt Week and with everything else, we're getting time off from work and getting everything ready.
Have you ever run up at Syracuse when it was still around?
I did not. No, not at Syracuse. Just Oswego. We went 16, I think 17, 18, and then last year I think was and actually we went in 19 as well. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So last year was the first year that we've tried it in anything other than the crate car. And we made the race with a 358.
Nice.
We finished 15th, I say by default because there wasn't too many other cars out there, but we
wasn't last.
Yeah, we survived it, man. So it was definitely a long race, but I'm glad we did it. So
no, I must say when I first started racing, I mean, you've been around a long time, racing the sportsman car, and I remember going to a lot of tracks. Now, you ever feel like you were the underdog? Like, I mean, you think back, I mean, you got the Rocky Warners and stuff, but like Tommy Collins was winning races and he was doing well, but you were just didn't seem like you were a household name.
Right.
Am I right on that assumption?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I still feel like the underdog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're no slouch, but yet you don't hear your name much.
Yeah, no, I when we go to places and stuff, I still feel like, anybody that's in the division, it's just another car I got to pass. So for me, I always consider myself as the underdog, and I kind of like it like that. You know what I mean? So
well, I think we'll look at Matt Williams here in the past couple of years, right? This guy's been running big block modifieds for over 10 years.
Yeah,
and when he won the big Centennial race in Middletown, everybody was wondering who the hell he was. Who is this guy?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the guy had been winning races for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's going to take that one big race, Tommy, where people are going to go, holy shit, who is that guy? And then that's when you laugh and you go, guys, I've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The guys that come and I mean, it's just it goes by the name. Like like when you start the guys that were there racing with you. It's just it was always that way. It was always their names, but yet Tommy was always. I remember I've been to a lot of. I brought my car to a lot of tracks, and like, damn, who the hell is Tommy Collins? But this guy is good, but you never.
Listen, I want to say, absolutely, 100%. I've heard your name, and I know probably I've announced it either at Court or Middletown, something. You know what I mean? And it's all it's going to take, and it seems like, you're on the verge of that. You're on the verge of just, I'm going to get that one big one and people are going to know who the hell I am,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're making a name for yourself up there, especially if was a Comfort expert or your sponsor there, they're noticing you and they're on everybody anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They seem to be like the new Gypsum Express guys, they got some good dudes, man.
Yeah, Kevin and those guys, they're big time race enthusiasts. Yeah. And
I want to say Kevin's a little short guy, black hair, short black hair.
Shorter,
okay. I want to say years ago when I first started, he worked for a plumbing company. I want to say Jones, maybe.
I'm not sure, actually.
And I want to say he, when I was working with a buddy of mine, Eddie Walters, when I first started racing again, that he used to come by our garage all the time. He would hang out. I think Wayne Eckerson and all them guys. He was part of that crew.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'll have to walk over and see if he remembers me.
Right?
Hey man, how you feel about sponsoring a full fender car? Listen, I just need $1, brother. I got a dream. That's
That's all it takes, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's like he's sponsoring that no-name guy Tommy, right? So I mean, what the hell?
Listen, Gary said that shit, man. I ain't saying that.
Listen, I know, man. I followed Tom. I've been following him. Like I said, when I started racing sportsman, I've been going to a lot of tracks all over the place, and I was always like, man, this guy's all right. Like,
what's been one of your biggest wins in your career that you remember the most? Other than the first one.
Yeah, right. For me, the biggest one is probably Rolling Wheels Raceway.
Okay.
I won in the crate division up there. Only because of the fact that growing
up. Dude, it's
up,
Rolling Wheels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's Rolling Wheels. Went there a lot with my family, my father, my grandfather, and all their buddies. And then when we started, we ran, I think I've only run there maybe like 3 or 4 times in my whole career. Yep. And was lucky enough where we won one. And that was with, you had to, Rocky was in there and Marchicelli and Davis. And, so it was the top. It was the top crate guys for our area that were there. So, for us to go out there and to compete and actually win, it was a big deal for us.
Yeah. That was another track that I didn't realize until a couple of years ago that it had closed down. Yeah. I had no idea. That was one of the first tracks that I went to personally. I ran Middletown for so many years, and then I drove 2.5 hours up there for an enduro in hot laps, I hit the front stretch wall, took the rear right out of the car, I was there maybe 20 minutes. They craned the car on my trailer, and I drove home, still in my fire suit, pissed off, because it was my own fault.
I know that track. It's so darn long. When I was out there leading it was a 20-lap race, and it felt like 120 laps.
Oh yeah,
it was just. It's so long, and in a crate car, it just takes forever, and you're just waiting for somebody to sneak up around you, or
just another really just awesome facility. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. It's a shame that it's closed down now, for sure. But other than that, I was pretty happy about Bridgeport winning down there. That was totally unexpected to go down there and be able to do that. So that was another nice win, but. They're all special.
Yeah. Anytime, I always found anytime you leave the track that you normally run on a Friday or Saturday night, and you pull off a win, man, that's always awesome. You know what I mean? It's always a good feeling to know that. Listen, no matter where I go, you know what I mean. I'm capable of doing this.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Yep. Awesome. So we've reached that part of the show, Tommy, where we like to ask all the guests. Next month is a year that we've been doing this shit, and apparently it's been a ton of fun. Yep. So we always like to ask our guests. If there's any race in your career that you could possibly win other than the Daytona 500, what race would that be?
Oh, the Chili Bowl.
My man.
I think that has way more significance, significant, however you say it.
Significant, yeah.
To do that against that talent of, those drivers that are out there. Because it's not just one. It's not talent from one division, man. They're coming from all angles, So,
have you seen the entry list for this year?
I heard it's like record 346 or something. Just people. I haven't seen who's on it, but
listen,
that race is it's just to even do it. Screw even making it.
If
just
I
to say
ever,
that you tried to.
If I ever won that race, I would literally walk around every racetrack I ever went to with just racing shoes on. I'd be like, that guy's naked, and you know what people will say? That's the dude that won the Chili Bowl this year.
Yeah, right. I tell you, the Tulsa Shootout last year, I watched it for the first time. I really wasn't even aware that happened out there. Yeah. And we got Flow Racing, and I think it was on there, and that's how I come across it. Well, they run the XL 600s out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my son, he's interested in buying one. So the first thought I had was, we can go to Tulsa and race, but I know now this year they're not having
them.
Yeah. So that's okay. We don't have the car yet anyway.
I wonder why that is, because a bunch of us around here had thought the same thing. Well, there's our in. Because they didn't get that many.
Yeah.
But I wonder what the reasoning behind them dropping them was.
I don't know. I'm not sure what it was. I mean,
because they had a couple of them sprinter guys actually buy them right there.
Yeah.
So that they can run them.
I thought it was a decent race last year. I was kind of excited to see them because you don't see a whole lot of the others, the micros and the 600s up here. So, to watch the Excel 600s down there, I thought it was pretty cool.
I've noticed that more and more the Northeast style of racing, modifieds, even the XL 600s, man, they're starting to make their way, out towards the Midwest and even the West a little bit. And then a couple of weeks ago, we had some guys on from Louisiana and Texas. I had no idea that they were running center steer modifieds. I thought that was all UMP mods out there. I had no idea that they actually had a division, and they've had a division for years.
Texas always had a modified division. Just they had to run wings on them.
Yep. And I had no idea.
But now Deo putting it in the light, with that Cajun series and stuff like that. Now it's in that spotlight now.
Right. Exactly.
I'm telling you, I said years ago, I can remember when Brett first started out at Accord Speedway as an announcer. Ed Stevens, he used to sleep on Ed Stevens' couch, which was my landlord at the time. And when this kid was coming up, I even said, I said, man, this kid's got something, and just what he's done is, he's become the new Glenn Donnelly. I mean, Glenn knew how to take care of the driver, but also make money for himself. At the end of the day, you got to remember he's still a businessman. Yeah. But no matter what division is racing under whatever show he's in, the guy just takes care of you. I said for years, if he ever ran a series for us street stock guys, I'd follow it. Every race I've ever run of his, dude, he's always done the right thing, and he's always been awesome to us.
Right. And,
I'm surprised he hasn't done a pro stock series yet. That's surprising too.
He had him at Port Royal this year.
Yeah. He puts them in hit or miss. I'm really surprised that he hasn't put one together yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever thanks, Ed. Ed's commenting on my t-shirt, so it was a good show. Have you ever run asphalt at all?
I have not.
Any thoughts on Bethel Motor Speedway?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a few times, just in the past few years, only because of they run the sportsmen's down there, the dirt sportsmen's. We talked about it, but it's always on a date where there's a special show up here.
Yeah.
So being that it's closer for us up here and it's more familiar to be on the dirt for us, it's kept us out of it. So, but yeah, definitely. I mean, anytime I can go in circles and be competitive at it, I'm all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I tell you, it's one of those tracks where, people who do very well on the dirt and who normally are up front and dominate, they go there and they go, what in the hell? It's just a tough little joint, man. And for somebody, of your caliber, I'd love to see somebody like you up there. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that, you'd put on a really good show. I think that you'd have to come back because the first time you're going to get your ass handed to you.
Probably.
Christ, I had run Eastern States the night before, finished second. And I went up there the next day. I was a lap car. I was like, dude, what kind of shit is this?
Right.
It's a tough joint, man.
Yeah, dude, that place is tough. So let's talk about some of your sponsors for 2021. What year are we in? Yeah, 2021. And what do you got going on for next year too?
Okay, so sponsors, like I said, Kevin Jones and Comfort Experts, those guys hopped on board this year, and like I said, they, just allowed us to do the 358 deal. So without them, never would have happened. So, much appreciation to Kevin and the whole crew down there for helping us out this year. SBR Racing, Jeff and Steve Schrader, we helped those guys out. They got into crate racing. So it was kind of like a trade-off, we try to help those guys out as much as we can. They're our good friends. Steve's girlfriend, Stacy, she comes every weekend, and they're just always learning. It's just a fun time. They went to Oswego with us. So, it's a good time hanging out with those guys. Ted's Body Shop, Travis Welch, he's helped out last year, tremendous amount. Just a good guy. And, a race enthusiast himself and a race car driver. He went down to Port Royal and ran down there in the pro stocks. And, I don't think he had the greatest of luck down there, but
by the looks of things, nobody did next class.
Yeah. I think he's. I know he's going full tilt this year. Him and I believe his son are getting into it with a pro stock deal, so should be good for those guys. DP Roofing, they help out a lot. Finger Lakes Wrecker Service, they've been on board with us for the last 2 years. Definitely couldn't do what we do without them. Ender's Race Engines, this is our first year, the 358s with them, as well as the crate engine. It's an SBR engine, but it's one that they allow us to run with. So, Adam and those guys are just great, phenomenal to deal with. We're close to those guys as far as, region. Again, just definitely refer them to anybody. Hilltop Fab, Shane Warner does all of our bumpers, Nerf bars. He's trying to get his name out there a lot more. So really good quality work. You don't have to fight with the bars to get them in the pockets on the cars, Well,
stop wrecking shit and you won't need to do that.
Exactly. Guilty.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Sorry, Tony.
Yeah. But he's a great guy to deal with, So I've known Shane for quite a while, and he's a good friend of ours, but does really good work as well. So, BA Exhaust, Joey, he always hooks us up. He actually is only about 5 minutes away from me from where I'm at. So logistics, it's perfect for us. Anytime we need something, as long as there's no shortages, which there's a ton of them right now, for the most part, Joey's a big help of ours. And so anytime we have a question, we'll call Joe as well. Super smart with all that stuff. Fastline Performance, Mike Walton. With the shocks, he's a shock master, shock guru. I'm shock stupid, 100%. So he kind of dumbs it down for me, puts it in elementary terms, and
we have Bilstein on dial.
Yeah. Saturday night, usually Mike Walton's getting a message or a phone call from us. So a lot of times he's saying just drive the effing thing. It's just a piece of metal. So it's but you need that every now and then.
Yeah, absolutely.
So bring it back down to earth. So and then we got Powderworth, Sean Ellsworth. He does all of our powder coating for us out of Marathon. Starting to do quite a few more chassis now. He's always done a lot of 4-wheeler frames and 600 frames, stuff like that. But his work is second to none. So I definitely would put his work up against anybody's any day of the week. So Sean does a great job for us. So
good stuff. And what do you what's the plans for 2022?
So right now, tentatively, of course, is we're going to be back at Outlaw Speedway on Friday nights. Right now, we're going to be just in the crate class, the American Racer crate class over there with our own car. Might be putting together a deal to drive a modified there. If we do that, then I'm not sure if we're going to, even bother with the crate stuff over there at least. So that's kind of up in the air right now. Saturday night, definitely going to be back at Thunder Mountain in the 358. Trying to find an open motor. They've just announced Saturday night was their banquet, and the owner Sarah, she announced that the open modifieds, they're going to have for a regular open modified competitor up there, they're going to have a 3-race special throughout the year. If you can manage to win all 3 races, it's a $10,000 bonus. So I've seen it done before, so anything's possible. So it's good racing. The guys up there are good. There's no slouches. I don't know if Billy Decker is going to be back up there this year. That he runs for Jeremy Smith quite a bit, and that's where Jeremy they're out of. So it's definitely you don't have slouches up there. So so it'd be great to run double up and run the 358 and the open mod up there. Go for 2 championships and. I'm getting older, so I got to race.
I was gonna say, man, you a smoker? Don't smoke.
You gotta race as much as you can, man. So you're still able to move around. So, and Sundays we were hoping Skyline would stay on Sunday, but Brad's moved it to Saturday night. So Sundays, like, I'll be mowing lawn, drinking beer, and, going to weed sport every now and then, I guess, if they're, when they're
So I have to ask that, if he's moving it to Saturdays, what's the closest track to there that's gonna, conflict?
Thunder Mountain. Yeah. Thunder 5 mile. Brad's rules up there, his rules are American Racer tires, at Skyline. Thunder Mountain is Hoosier. So, I can't say as if it's going to pull people away or if it's not. I'm really not sure. I know he's going to have the Rush Late Model Series on Saturdays at Skyline now because Fulton dropped them at the end of last year.
So they're full time.
So I believe that's what I read the other day. Is Brad picked him up full time, and he's also going to have the 602 crate division up there. Last year when we ran there, he had some opens mixed in with us. Just because those guys don't have a whole lot of places to go and run. So I don't know if that's going to be the case this year or not. Thunder Mountain announced that they are going to have an open class that can be mixed in with the crates, more along the line of I guess it's the budget class, I think is what they're calling it. But they took the budget part out of it. So, it's for anybody that's just starting out or doesn't want to run with maybe a full field of cars, So, and it gives the opens another spot to go as well.
Wow, yeah, I was kind of open. That's why I started out in the open sportsman. Then it went to crates. Like I thought I didn't even realize that track still ran open motors.
I thought that was a thing of the past.
Yeah, I thought open sportsman was a thing of the past.
Yeah, Afton Motorsports Parks. They've been a big supporter of the opens.
Oh no, sure.
This year, I heard that Ronnie wasn't going to have him there, and then I guess they decided to add him there again. So, but as far as Saturday night home tracks for those guys, really, there really hasn't been. So,
and what's the car count like? That can't be that much, right? I wouldn't think that.
Yeah, I don't.
Because like I said, when I started, I had to off my open motor for a crate motor just because that's the way it was going.
That's what we had to do as well. We did the same thing. So, matter of fact, we still have an open motor. Rob, the guy I drove for, he still has an open motor at his shop. So, we just, it was the way of the future was crate racing. So.
Right.
So that's what you did.
Yeah, but the crate motors are starting to be almost the same price as the open motors anymore.
Rates are getting up there, man. Yeah, I remember what we paid for them in 2016, right from Jags. It was like $3,800 to your door. Now it's double that. So as far as our other plans for 2022, I'm certain we'll hit the short track super series stuff, the North region. Maybe go down to Georgetown in March. Just have to wait and see, how ambitious we are at that point and what we have together. And some grit racing. And then I think that since we have this other small block that we just got, we're going to try to run the 358 Dirt Car Series. Depending on what the schedule looks like for this year, where they're going to go and stuff. So, it's ambitious, but like I said, I'm getting younger. So,
Seems like you got a lot of races on your plate again.
Yeah, definitely.
Gee.
Yeah, we were actually looking to scale back, and what do? I went and bought a second car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought last year with COVID that, we'd be scaling back, and we went and had a Sunday night, at Skyline. We were Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, a lot of people we were just in the centrally located where the tracks were running. So
perfectly, that's like the perfect location. It's a perfect opportunity right there.
It was great. It was great. I was tired out, that's for sure. Come Monday, it was well worth it.
You ever run Glen Ridge or no?
I have not. I've never been to Glen Ridge. I've wanted to go up there. I've wanted to go up to the Vermont 200. We talked about it again this year. It's just we can't make it up there because usually Thunder Mountain is also holding special shows at their track. So, so we stay here. It's local. It's usually for points as well, show up points. So.
I almost feel like your home tracks do that shit to you, so you can't go somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure.
I love racing at Bethel. I've been there, a couple of years now, and their season starts in April, and Christ, they're not done till November.
Yeah,
you know, there is a couple of races where they won't have us on the schedule just because the other race has been implemented for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes it's a little frustrating. You know what I mean? You almost kind of wish that everybody would get on the same page and okay, guys, we're gonna have this one this weekend, and you guys run. You know what I mean? If everybody worked together. Maybe we can get guys to start moving a little bit, you know what I mean? But that's in a perfect world, and that's so,
no perfect world.
Listen, we got 3 tracks within an hour of each other, and we can't get them on the same goddamn page.
I know. That sucks.
Well, so I just got one other question. I always like asking guys the number. Where do you come up with the 713? Is it sentimental, or where do you come up with that?
So my number used to be 7C. My father was number 7. When I started racing, my number was 7C, for Collins. My father passed away in 2014 from lung cancer. My sister wanted to kind of do a tribute for him. The month he passed away was July. The day was the 13th. So 713 in recognition of him. She wanted us to change that, and the car owner said, absolutely, we can do that. So
nice.
That's where the 713 came from.
Okay. Yeah. I always like to know where guys get their numbers from.
Yeah. A couple people, actually, when we were at Port Royal last year, a guy from down there asked me if that number had anything to do with a gentleman that ran at maybe Flemington or Nazareth. I don't know who the gentleman was. It was older, 70s, and I said no, and I explained it to him. So there's not a lot of 713s out there. One mini sprint, and then a modified that runs at Penn Can. Other than that, I haven't seen any 713s out there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Tommy. Well, listen. I got one for you.
Sure.
So with all the winning and stuff that you've done, has anybody come up with a nickname for you? Like what do they call you?
Oh, nothing that I can say on air.
He sounds like Frank Cozy, right?
So I was gonna say, Frank. It was, and that's what kind of popped up because
he said, "Call me anything but my nickname."
But because and the reason I thought that is because you make our job very easy. You know what I mean? And it's awesome that you just you know how to go with this and that's perfect. But Frank did the same thing, man. He just kind of went and it was awesome. I asked him the same question. He goes, "Yeah, man, nothing you want me to say on there."
Yeah, right. Yeah, nothing that's really stuck. I mean, when my father and I ran at 5 Mile Point Speedway, I believe the announcer's name was Fred Osmond down there. That's right.
I believe so.
He used to say, there's a 2-drink minimum here tonight. My 2 favorite drinks, Tom Collins is there in the feature. So he kind of nicknamed us that down there, more towards my father. A couple people call me Tomcat, T-Cat, Teacup, along those lines, And like I said, some of the other ones we can't air. So nothing really sticks,
So Bud DeGennaro, he's our super fan here. He says, "Cool McCool," he says. But yeah, it's all good, man. But all right, man. Tommy, so I'm starting to get this from my wife. So
all right, buddy.
Yeah, man. But listen, we appreciate you coming on. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Here we are. What are we? Almost a week away from Christmas, and that's great, man. we still got this thing going. And thank you for joining us. And it's been an absolute pleasure, man. I love meeting you guys, especially you guys from up north. I don't know. You're just that hard-nosed grit racers, man. You guys just get in the dirt and get it done. And it's none of this, none of that shit. It's, let's get our hands dirty and get to it, man. And
man.
Yeah, dude, we definitely love to have you back on. I'm actually, like I said to Gary, it's gotten to the point now where some of the guys that we've talked to, as the season went on, I actually started watching. Like, holy shit, okay, yep, there, what I mean? And dude, you're going to be one of those guys, man. And I wish you nothing but the best. And we definitely want to have you back on soon.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed it, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries. So we appreciate you answering us back.
That's been a struggle lately.
And that's not to, but it's kind of been like our little Nick. here is, some of the bigger names. We've had some good, some big names on here, but it's you guys that I more enjoy. You know what I mean? It's the guys that I don't know. And no disrespect whatsoever, but it's and that's what I like. That's the grassroots of racing right there.
Absolutely.
You could have a what's that saying that you read? You got a guy who's put his car on the open trailer and he's like, man, that was a ton of fun. Meanwhile, the other guy who's got $1 million worth of equipment is bitching about the cost of racing. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's what we like. I think that's what we've gotten away from. We forget about guys like yourself and me and Gary, you know what I mean? Who, listen, we may not win everything, but we're there,
Right.
So,
That's right. I have a boatload of fun getting my ass kicked on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most weekends, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother, man. We appreciate you and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever
Thanks,
the
buddy.
shit is
you
that you guys celebrate. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Take care, man.
See you, buddy.
So, Tommy Collins. See, it was Tommy. It just kind of, I don't know why the nickname thing, Tommy Thunder. I don't know what Thunder. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It just, it was just there. Thunder. Kid Giddy Up, Anthony Parego. Every time I hear that, I laugh because that was me. I did that. Jerry Higbee said to me, he goes, you ought to call him Kid Giddy Up. I was like, why? He goes, because he's so short and he looks like a jockey. So I started doing that, and I remember his dad got mad at me for it. He goes, Kid Giddy Up, that's the best you could do? And I was like, yeah. What are you, muted?
Oh, no, we're good.
Oh, there you go.
But it's not, that's the thing. Like some of these nicknames, they stick, and then some guys just don't have none. They don't really.
The Statesman, Steve Pato started calling Higbee the Statesman. I never understood that. I didn't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, and it's still there today too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
But
that was
yeah.
good.
So
like I said, Tommy's been around a long time. When I started,
dude, I know the name. I really do. I know the name.
But he just never got recognition. This guy would show up to the track and run real well.
Yeah,
he's good people.
So. But all right. So what's been going on? We see Stewie Friesen down south again, dude. What's going on there, man? He's kind of in with Richard Childress a little bit, testing some of the.
He's testing the next gen car.
The next gen car, which I think is absolutely disgusting car. I think they're stupid. I don't like them, and just probably another reason for me not to watch crap car. Oh, you're muted again.
You don't like the next gen stuff?
I'm not. I don't know. Something. It's that single lug. It's that IndyCar look.
IndyCar stuff. Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know. I like the fact that they're starting to run more dirt.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. I think there's a couple different ones. A couple new ones. They're gonna run.
Yeah. What is it? I like the fact that the trucks. I'm a big fan of the trucks. That they're going to Knoxville.
I like
and the Dome kid. Who is this kid?
Tyler Carpenter?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I reached out to him. I tried to get him on the damn show.
Yeah. Oh shit, Nate! Don't forget. Send me a thing. Remind me. I saw your message. I will get back to you. Yes, I do have that number. I will send it to you. Sorry.
Oh, you got okay. Yeah, he messaged me before too.
Yeah, I have it.
I didn't have it.
I do. I have it. Yeah,
right.
Should be a good one because I only use it a little bit before the gobbler. So, yeah,
and it works.
But anyway, yeah. Thank you to Nate Stevens up there, TGIR merch, the Unruly Race. That guy's got some big things coming up here in 2021, man. And yeah, dude, I'm excited for it. And what else? So what do we got coming up here? Right, the shootout, Tulsa shootout's coming up right next month.
Yep, that's
and then a few weeks after that, then it's going to be the Southern Swing. The boys are going to Florida, and they're
February.
Right?
Yeah, there's some indoor races coming up too.
Oh yeah. Gamblers Classic.
I don't know if they're going to take place or not with all the restrictions.
So I saw that Jenny Sedata was on here. I saw her pop on there. Jenny, tell Rob to have Danny get a hold of me. So I see that he's Danny Carlos putting together a slingshot. I'm just curious if he's getting ready for Atlantic City, if he's going to go run that there. But I don't know about you, Gary, but I'd like to have Danny on and chat with him a little bit about see what he's got going on over there. I saw the slingshot.
Yeah, slingshot.
Yeah, plus he's back driving for Sedata One Motorsports, Rob Sedata, and all them guys, and Charlie Donald, the Jalopy Jet. That's another one. I gave him that nickname. Pretty proud of that. And he's stuck with him. yeah. Only because, dude, his car one year, the year I had taken off, I had surgery on my leg, and I took the year off. I think it was 2009. Charlie, I believe, won the track championship, but his car was bunky junky. I'm talking primer gray, maybe a brown door he found, yellow. And I just started calling him the Jalopy Jet because even though it looked like garbage, that thing was fast.
Yeah, he's always been fast.
Yeah, so he needs to get himself a coil car.
A coil car?
Yeah. Listen,
I
think if he got a coil car, he'd be that much quicker, man. I really do.
I don't. Charlie just seems like he's that guy that'll always be in a Camaro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he makes it work.
Listen, I thought for sure
that'd be like having Emerson Sr. jump into a metric car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I thought for sure that'd be all I ever ran, and then I went and got one and went, oh shit, man, should have bought one of these 10 years.
Should have went sooner.
yeah. So,
yep.
But
it's true.
But all right, man. I think that's gonna do it for us, right? So
that's it.
Yeah. So just keep an eye on our posts. It's I think sporadically throughout the winter, this is what's going to happen, right?
Yep. This is hit and miss. If people get back to me and they're willing to come on, we'll pop on. Yeah. Do it up.
Absolutely. So I saw earlier there, Paul DeMott. He mentioned if my beard got any longer, I'd be able to do a comb over. Oh, shut up.
I saw that, but I would say.
Well, I started poor Tommy's talking, and all of a sudden I was like,
yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm not laughing at you, bud. I was just shit.
Dumbass in the comments.
Yeah. So, but what else? Bethel Motor Speedway, Accord Motor Speedway. They have they've finally come together. And the street stock division, go and check out the rule changes. Guys, it's not a whole lot. It really isn't. The biggest thing is DOT tires. We have got DOT tires now for all 3 racetracks. That's awesome. And the carburetors. We're going to go with the Rochester 500. There is a part number. Don't go out and buy one of these $800, 500 carburetors. These $500, $800 shits. Don't do that. There's a part number. So, what the hell does that say? I can donate to you, Joe. Yeah, mind your business.
What's the status of Orange County? It's not looking like that they're going to jump on board, or
I don't know.
That's where it's at. Okay,
I have no idea. I don't know. Listen, I pleaded my case.
Yeah.
Some of the other guys pleaded their case. I'm not sure. I understand what it is that they don't want to see happen. Neither do I. I don't want to see the division turn into pro stocks. I don't want to see that. I don't.
Yeah.
Again, it's I'm beating the shit out of a dead horse. I really am. It's just I want guys who want to come into racing and are interested in our division to be able to get the same parts as everybody else. Mm. These carburetors, you cannot get them unless you know somebody. You can't get them. And if you order them offline, I'm telling you right now, 99% of the time, you're going to get a 500. It's going to happen. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm fearful for the division at Orange County. But Emerson has done a great job. He really has. He's done a good job of policing that division. I commend him. And I get what the guys are saying. I just I don't know, man. I get it. I understand. If I'm going to race there, I'm going to change. It's the way it's going to be,
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just trying to unify it, so that, maybe at the end of the year, guys will move a little bit more than what they are. But it is what it is. There's no hard feelings, man. We all race together. Some of us are friends. Some of us are acquaintances. It is what it is. I was in favor for the 40.
Point, though, like with the whole Facebook thing, like the rules, the way they're written now for Accord with the you can't have aluminum pulleys at Orange County. All the rules that you can have at Accord now, you can't bring that car. It's not just like changing a carburetor. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, I just think that the change. I mean, Orange County. You would think that Orange County would have to get on. But then again, like.
But Mike Viglady, he had a very good point. Middletown did have the highest car count this year. And I'll give him that absolutely 100%. My argument was but how many new guys did you get, and how many new guys did Accord get, and how many new guys did Bethel get? Right. It's still the same group of guys. You know what I'm saying? So the cars are there. Why they're not coming, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm just trying to make it so that the parts are readily available for everybody. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to make it a pro stock. There's nothing that I can gain by having guys run 500s or having guys run any offset rim or aluminum pulleys. I'm not a vendor. There's nothing that I gain from it. I'm just trying to help the division. That's all I was trying to do. That's all Jay Smalley was trying to do. That's all any of us who were, looking to get the rules package updated. That's all we were trying to do. George Van Arsdale saw it and he agreed. And listen, the racing tire to a DOT tire at Bethel is huge. That's huge. That's awesome. That's huge. Same thing at Accord, the DOT tire. That's huge. That's huge. The tires cost the same amount as a racing tire, but the DOTs are going to last longer than the racing tire. They're going to last longer. They really are.
And I get some people's points, like to the. It's going to take a little bit for the DOT for you or anybody. You know what I mean? Because from that American racer to that DOT tire at Accord, it is different.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
There's no doubt of any racetrack racing a DOT tire at Accord is different. I don't know why, but it is.
Listen. It's going to slow the guys down. It's going to slow them down. It's going to slow them down by probably about a second. When we run the race tire at Bethel and then at the end of the year, they have their fall series, we're on DOT tires and we're a second slower, but the racing is closer, you know what, Kyle Welsh and JB Morris and all them. Yeah, dude, they're still fast, but we're right there with them now.
Yeah.
And it's not Kyle's not totally, blowing us all out of the water. You got to drive a little bit more. And again, I wanted the 4412. I got outvoted, man. You know what I mean? And we took a poll, dude. We put it out on social media. We went to the tracks. I went to Orange County, or I didn't actually personally go to Orange County, but I reached out to guys from Orange County. I went to Bethel and I told guys what we were doing, what our intentions were. Everybody had a chance to voice their opinion. Yeah. Only a handful of guys did.
Right.
And so the guys that are complaining, and there only seem to be a couple, are the guys that, we had no idea. Listen, we gave every opportunity to let everybody know what our intentions were. And I feel as somebody who's been in the division for 20 plus years, along with Jay Smalley, Ray Tarantino, and a bunch of us, I feel that it was our obligation, our right to say, hey, listen, this is our division. This is what we're looking to do. Moving forward, this is what we need to do. And I think that I think two out of the three tracks hurt us. I'm going to leave it at that, man. I understand the guys at Orange County. I get it. I do.
So what was the consent? I mean, with obviously Kyle is Bethel. He's the man. He's what was his consensus? Has anybody? He doesn't really say much on Facebook. You know what I mean? But like. Was he okay with the changes? I mean,
100%. I agree. Yeah. I think that, as Kyle said, it doesn't matter what they change the rules to. He's still going to be fast. Well, no, and I agree. I agree with him 100%. Your fast guys are still going to be fast. Mm-hmm. We're just trying to level the playing field. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The guys that are running first, second, and third are going to be the same guys that are running first, second, and third. Why? Because these guys are still doing their homework. These guys are still, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. Again, I have nothing to gain by it. Jay Smalley has nothing to gain by it. Anybody else who filled out that form and gave their 2 cents had nothing to gain by it, other than we're trying to get the division to last. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We want to be around, and it sucks because the division is dying. It's dying.
Yeah.
It's
Is there a big difference at Bethel between the racing tires and the street tire? You ran them both. Is there a big fall off? Is there a big difference?
You are 1 second slower on a DOT.
What I'm saying, okay, slower. Is the grip level different?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't drive that thing in like you normally would.
No,
no.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, after hot laps, I had to. I called Tony. He wasn't there at the track yet, and I was like, "Jesus Christ, dude, what are you trying to do? Kill me?" Because he had set the car up for a little bit looser, with the DOT, and I dumped it into one like I normally would, and I thought for sure I was going through the wall. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was in a 4-wheel skid.
Oh,
So you definitely need to drive it a little bit different. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was wondering on the asphalt. If it would be
dude, you're not driving it in as hard as you think, and I think that's what makes you a second slower. With the race tires, dude, man, you dump that bitch in and let it eat. You know what I mean? The DOTs, But like I said, I bought a brand new set. We ran 100 laps on them straight up at Bethel, and the things looked like they were brand new. I mean, they still had some of the tits on the tire. So I think it's the way to go. I really do. And I hope the division grows.
They're the same price, but they're going to last you a hell of a lot.
Listen, man, the cars are there. We went to Penn Can not last year, the year before, and there were 60 of us. The cars are there. What's the difference? Those guys had headers and big carburetors, but everybody was still on a DOT tire, and it was an awesome race.
Tire is the equalizer.
So, is it, open the rules up so that you have headers and 4412s? No. You don't need headers. You don't need jack and bolts. You don't need any of that shit. But just open it up. Open the rule up so that a guy can go to the store and go, listen, I need this carburetor. Okay, cool. Here you go. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it should help. I mean, even though it's even not a 4412, that 500 is still
absolutely
readily available, and it's an upgrade to what
I agree.
Everybody's running now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So. But
well, I guess we can only see, huh? Time will tell.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, with we have the second car for years ago. I ran I want to say 2011. I ran street stock at Accord on Friday, and then Saturday I was running the pro stock. And so I'm looking to possibly do that again, you know what I mean? But I'm looking to run, strictly the street stock division, either at Accord on Friday, and then of course Bethel, back at Bethel on Saturday. But then, you know what I mean? And then have a car that I can take upstate that's not going to be too difficult to put headers on and a bigger carb and then go race, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. So looking forward to it. And listen, if we don't talk to you guys, everybody happy holidays, have a nice Christmas, all that other stuff.
Yes, sir.
So just keep an eye on the website, and who knows? We might be back next week. We might be back in a couple of weeks. So, but
play by ear, whatever.
Yeah, man. So
fly by night,
So, all right, folks.
See you.
Listen, if you're on social media bitching about your local racetrack, man, you're part of the problem. Just get out and support your local racing, man. Everybody have a good night, okay?
Later.
See ya.